Am I allowed to talk about that here on YouTube? Am I getting demonetized for saying sexual desire? I don't know, but we'll carry on. Pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth. These are known collectively around the world as the 7 deadly sins. The idea being that you must not partake in any of them at the risk of a life in eternal damnation. It's understandable why many want to live free of these sins, but in reality, it's a little hard to not partake in any of these. It's perfectly natural to feel proud of something, or envy, and while gluttony isn't particularly natural, who hasn't ever just sat and stuffed their faces? But regardless, the names of these sins are something etched into the minds of many of us. But where exactly did these names come from in the first place? Let's cover pride first, the sin I honestly take the most umbrage with. Like, what's wrong with taking pride in something? Well, seemingly it's a sin due to the older meaning that pride once had. The word pride comes from the Old English word of plud, which gave us the word of proud too. This makes sense as pride and proud are basically the same thing, just different ways of saying the same thing, I suppose. Prud meant things like arrogant or haughty, so it makes sense why pride has its modern meaning. This ultimate origin comes from the Latin plaud, meaning advantageous or profitable. So it kind of explains to us why pride is a sin. It doesn't really mean pride in the way we use it today, meaning to be happy with something you've achieved, but instead it means to be arrogant or self-indulgent. Greed is the next sin we are looking into in all of this, and this greed relates more to having an overabundance of material wealth, as opposed to eating too much. Eating too much falls into gluttony, which we'll cover down the line. Greed is simply the noun form of the adjective greedy. Greedy, meanwhile, came to us from the Gothic word of glidgas, meaning hungry. This all stems from the Proto-Indo-European gula, which means to like/want. So it makes sense why it means greed today, as those who are greedy tend to like and want a lot of something, normally money or power in some way, shape or form. Lust is all about sexual desire, and not going into excess with it all or channeling it into the wrong places. Am I allowed to talk about that here on YouTube? Am I getting demonetized for saying sexual desire? I don't know, but we'll carry on. Lust is a word that hasn't changed all that much seemingly over the years. In languages like Dutch and German, it is still just lust, and in older times like Old Norse, it was list. It once again comes from Proto-Indo-European roots with their word of las, and means to be eager or unruly, traits we very much link with lust to this very day. Now, before we continue, I'd like to briefly talk about Patreon and Super Thanks. Patreon is the best way to financially support Name Explain, and donating just $1 a month gets you ad-free videos, a chance to say what names get explained, an exclusive monthly newsletter, and your name at the end of these videos. All of that can be found at patreon.com/nameexplain, which we linked down below. Conversely, if you want to make a one-time donation, you can leave a super thanks directly in the comment section of any of my videos here on YouTube. They help out tremendously too. Thank you. And hey, things look different again. Yeah, so the last 2 videos, this is my 3rd video now, my new Under the Stairs office. And the last 2 as you saw were filmed differently. We're trying something different. I had a great talk with Amber, my editor, about a better way to film these videos. And this is kind of what we've landed on. This is all still very much work in progress. I'm currently sort of sitting with my bum on my desk. So I'm hoping I don't fall through at any moment, because that wouldn't be ideal. But yeah, we're working on it. Let me know what you think. If you think this looks good, sounds good, all that sort of stuff. We're step by step, we're figuring this out. But the show must go on, so we're just kind of working through filming and figuring this all out together, as opposed to taking a bunch of time off to get this perfect, because I'm not a perfectionist like that. I like to just sort of figure out how it works as we go and work from there. So our next sin is envy. And envy is all about being angry or having negative feelings towards other people. I know I suffer with envy way too much when I see other people talking about language on YouTube doing way better than me, but that's something I need to sort out in myself. Envy came to us via the Latin invidious, meaning to have hatred or ill will. The word itself comes from another Latin word of videre, meaning to see, which is also where we get the word of video from too. It means to see, as an older meaning for this word was to cast an evil eye upon someone or something. So the word is very much all about seeing something that makes you angry and, well, envious, I guess. Gluttony is probably the sin I commit the most these days. I just love eating way too much and feeling terrible afterwards. The word seems to come from the older Latin word of gula, which means throat. This is down to the simple fact that it's our throats that all this tasty food goes down when we pig out. Of course, that word of gula also gave us the term of gullet too, the actual part of our throat that food travels down. Wrath is one of those words we don't really use all that much anymore, but it has maintained as the name of the sin which means anger and fury. This is seemingly a word that has tumbled through Germanic languages, not really changing all that much in its spelling or its meaning. Its Old Norse form simply means anger or offended, and from there it became wrath as we know it today. And finally we have sloth, which means being lazy and inactive in general. I'm gonna sound really lazy right now when I tell you this word is just an adaptation of the word slow, but honestly, that's how we got this word. And for those wondering, the sin was called sloth first. It was only afterwards the word got applied to those chill South American creatures. Sloth, I've often called sloths as well. I don't know if that's like a British thing, sloths, but we'll still call this a sloth. We'll still call the sin sloth and then the animal sloth. I don't know, let me know if that's occurring in your language as well. And that's the origin of the 7 deadly sin names, but go suggest a topic down below which we could cover in next Monday's Name Explain video. It could be about literally anything and the topic can be as niche or broad as you like. I will then choose 3 of those topics and place them in a poll for my patrons to vote on. Then the winner from the poll will be the topic covered in next Monday's Name Explain video. You can vote in that poll as well as enjoy many other great benefits by visiting patreon.com/nameexplain, which will be linked down below, and by donating just $1 a month. Thank you. Anyway, that's more than enough for myself, but don't forget to go follow me on Instagram, I'm NameExplainYT, and don't forget to join the Facebook page, Friends of Name Explain, where you can chat with myself and many other name nerds. Okay all, take care. So I've been doing a bit more tinkering and this is what I've landed on. So background, chair in the other room, bookcase behind me, very close to my face, but it looks alright, I think. It's even telling me my camera's at a bit of a wonk, but hopefully this desk can withhold my bum, so let's find out. Oh god, I really should have shaved or something, that I'm gonna be this close to the camera. Of a life in eternal damnation. Eternal, I put an M in there. More to having an over. Okay all, take care. Ooh, that's hurt my back. I'm gonna have to get a bit of posture going on. Okay, right, anyway, I'm gonna get off my desk before it caves in.